From Washington, this is VOA News. I'm Steve Norman reporting. Belgium has carried out major security sweeps, and prosecutors say they are charging 3 suspects with terrorist activity. Country's National Security Council met Saturday to review mounting evidence of an imminent attack. Prime Minister Charles Michel said Belgium would remain extremely vigilant hour by hour.
Et donc nous appelons à continuer de manière sereine.
He also urged everyone to continue to live normally and in a calm way. Belgium has remained under a terror alert since the attacks in March on the Brussels airport and subway that left 32 dead. European Union has published details of its decision extending sanctions against Russia for its 2014 takeover of Ukraine's Crimean peninsula, saying it continues to oppose the illegal annexation and does not recognize it. Extended penalties include asset freezes and visa bans against nearly 150 Russians, as well as 37 entities that an EU statement described as responsible for action against Ukraine's territorial integrity. Iraqi special forces continuing operations in Fallujah after announcing most of the city had been taken from the Islamic State. Officials have said the jihadists are fleeing the city by mingling with civilians. French news agency says at least 20,000 people have left in recent hours. An Egyptian court has sentenced former President Mohamed Morsi to another life term in prison for allegedly seeking and leaking state secrets. The court also sentenced to death 6 Morsi co-defendants. This is VOA News. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon says detention is not the answer to Europe's refugee crisis and that it should end immediately. Mr. Ban met with refugees from war, terrorism, and poverty on the Greek island of Lesbos.
I remain deeply distressed at the high number of deaths in the Mediterranean. We must work together to protect people and address the root causes of displacement. I continue to call for greater sharing of this responsibility across Europe and indeed across the world.
UN chief called on European countries to respond to the crisis with a humane and human rights-based approach. Tens of thousands of migrants from Syria, Afghanistan, and other trouble spots are in camps in Greece, hoping to find permanent homes in the European Union. Malaysia's ruling party, the Barisan Nasional (BN), has won 2 parliamentary by-elections. The win strengthened Prime Minister Najib Razak's grip on the nation, despite ongoing graft allegations. Tens of thousands of demonstrators have gathered on the Japanese island of Okinawa, demanding the U.S. military shut down its bases there following a rash of high-profile incidents involving service members that have made headlines in recent months. The Vietnamese community in the southern U.S. state of California, it's actually in the west, the southern part of that state, is hosting the Dalai Lama, exiled Tibetan spiritual leader there to dedicate a major Buddhist temple in an immigrant neighborhood known as Little Saigon. VOA's Michael Sullivan reports.
Religious teaching and the grand opening of the Junnu Temple drew thousands of Vietnamese immigrants, Buddhists, and others who support the Dalai Lama. Many came to hear the Dalai Lama's teaching on compassion.
Well, I've loved, Dalai Lama. I think that he's such a wise man, and he represents such great knowledge and everything that I've always wanted.
This temple was started in a house in 2008 by Vietnamese who had left their native land to seek religious freedom in the United States. Vietnamese Americans say the Dalai Lama brought a moving religious message and drew attention to an important Buddhist community and its imposing new temple. Mike O'Sullivan, VOA News, Westminster, California.
President Obama stressed his administration's efforts to improve the environment during a visit to Yosemite National Park, but said much more needs to be done to safeguard the natural beauty of such preserves. Yosemite is more than 3,000 square kilometers, most of it wilderness.
That's the latest world news from VOA.